Hey, it's me again. This week's readings were a little different. They were based off of um, rules that the teacher had wrote down from other sites for Parliament, because we're going to be doing Parliament in our class. It was broken up into three different parts. The first part were the actual rules for it. The second part was a guide on how to write legislation. And the third part was how to write a bill for the students. Basically, what I would like to talk about is, for me, this week's readings were way shorter, but they were a little difficult for me to get through. The first one was the first part I believe to be like the most difficult because there's tons and tons and tons of rules on Parliament. So even though it was only about 4 or 5 pages long, it was a little hard for me to get through and to comprehend, because it was just so many rules to remember. So I don't really think that it could have been written any easier for me to understand. I think that's just a piece of reading that I'm going to have to keep rereading in order to get it, and hopefully by the time we do Parliament, I'll understand the rules. The second part of the reading I thought helped a lot. I liked how the teacher picked a website for us to be able to look on how to write legislation. The steps to it just seemed to be easier for me, and it worked out really well. And it was also really great that it was only like 1 page or 2 pages long. Well, at least it seemed short, even if it was longer than that. And the third piece, how to write a bill for the students, was also easier for me to get through than the rules, actually, for Parliament. So I appreciated that reading too, and I thought how it broke the steps up for how to do that made things easier. I don't know. Basically, I would just like to sum up the fact that it I don't know, this week's reading was just really difficult for me, like I said in the beginning, and I don't know whether or not I was just having a hard time focusing or what, but it was just pretty hard for me to get through because I don't really know a whole lot about Parliament, never have. It's different for me. It's good that the speeches will only be like 2 minutes each that we have to do. I like that. And I also like the fact that we can kind of do it in groups, like we can break up and do stuff with the other students in the class. I just guess that I'll have to see what happens, and I'm just going to have to keep going through the rules and see if maybe I understand it more and more the more I read it, see if I can comprehend it, break it up a little bit, maybe not read it all at once. I think that would help a lot. Um, so I'm glad that we get to break up in groups, though, or choose certain people who we want to be with. Hopefully, some of my group members will also know some about Parliament. That way, each of our mixed matches of knowing a little here and there can mix together and work. I'm looking forward to be able to doing Parliament in the next couple of weeks, and my advice would be, like I've taken my own, is to just keep reviewing it because I know that a lot of people in the class are kind of having difficulties on the rules. The last two parts, even though they were easy compared to the rules part, were still also a little difficult, so I would just say, just like I would, to continue going over that, and that's just what I thought about the reading this week. Hopefully not many of you felt exactly the same and are a little better off, but yep, that's all I have to say. Thanks, bye.